Hi Aquarius, thank you so much for joining me again today. I am very late with your video, about 2 days late, so I really apologize for that. This is the week, we're just a few days away from the the full moon in Capricorn and lunar eclipse. And honestly, I have been very, very tired, so I've really been trying to be more careful with myself and make sure that I'm taking time to rest, etc., and giving appropriate time to both of my jobs, which has been very challenging. But I have to be honest with you, the hardest part about doing these videos is like pulling it together to put my face on and to like get on camera. I'm struggling very, very much with like body issues and things like that. So I do apologize for being so late. And this week I am going to actually just do 4 element readings. And so as you guys are air signs and you're getting your reading today, which is Sunday, I will probably do the air signs later in the week, okay? So you don't have 2 readings that are almost identical, all right? I will be putting out a lunar eclipse video shortly, probably within the next 24 hours, if not today. All right, guys, so wow, I just said all that and I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Emily Gear, transformative energy healer and multidimensional channel. And this is a general reading for you for the week ahead. It doesn't really matter the dates. It's from today, whenever you see it, for the next 7 days or so. If it does not resonate with you, definitely check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs to get a more complete picture. Of course, the week ahead is going to just be elements, so check those out as well. And finally, there will be an extended relationship reading with the link to that in the info box below. So if it interests you, then please join us over there after this video, okay? All right. See what wants to come out for Aquarius this week, please. Messages, please, for Aquarius this week. Wow. You guys are going through a lot of changes, it looks like. Everything that came up feels like something you're letting go of, okay? A cycle that's ending. Because what we have here is the 10 of Wands with the 10 of Swords. We have the 4 of Cups with the 5 of Pentacles. This is basically all the ways that you're feeling disconnected, out of sorts, uninvited. I don't know why they just said uninvited. That's kind of weird. And essentially all the burdens that you're carrying that you do not need to carry. And they're like pointing to me right now saying, Emily, listen to this, because this, I mean, I'm not Aquarian, but I think that a lot of us are going through this. And what I'm feeling like is that you guys are carrying these burdens of wounding that is like, it just does not apply to your life anymore. It does not apply to the paradigm we're stepping into, or you're stepping into, right? Because we have a choice. We have a choice whether we continue to go about things in the same old way that we have in the past. It's like the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, right? Or we can change the paradigm that we're existing in. We can change the rules that we live by. And those rules are part of this burden that you're laying down, part of the cycle that you're closing and ending this week, okay? So as a lunar eclipse, there are definitely doors closing, and I have heard a few other astrologers talk about the Mayan calendar and how it is the end of a 13-year cycle as well as the end of a year-long cycle. And so some larger cycles are ending now as well. not only the new moon cycle that opened up with the solar eclipse 2 weeks ago. Okay, so there are a lot of different cycles coming to a close this coming week. And so this is very clear in these cards that there are burdens that you're laying down. There are, I'm feeling self-betrayals that you're leaving behind. Of course, there are probably people who have betrayed you in some sense in your life, and yet they're reflecting your own self-betrayal, your own like blocking out of yourself. Every time you see something in someone else that's hurtful, painful, upsetting, triggering, or whatever, always direct it back to yourself, because that's where it's coming from. It wouldn't be triggering you if it weren't buried somewhere beneath in your own psyche, probably in your body as well, I'm feeling. And that's something that can be released through energy healing, but also sometimes released just through becoming aware of it and recognizing it for what it is. Just kind of observing the feeling in your body that you get when you're in that state of mind, okay? And that's so important moving forward, because that's part of releasing the density of the physical body to allow the full expression of the light body, all right? I think there's a deep dissatisfaction in some area of your life. It just feels like you might be feeling like you've been on some kind of hamster wheel, and you're just like never where you wanted to be. You're never happy, never satisfied. And that's because your reference point for what satisfaction is or happiness, I'm hearing it's skewed. It's related to the expectations of society or of parents, or even that we could have set for ourselves when we were in a different mindset, in a different place energetically. So I think there's a necessity to reevaluate that for ourselves and find out what it means to really, truly be living in joy every day, and what we need to change and what we need to bring in and what we need to let go of in order to be there, okay? I'm not talking about manifesting money, right? I'm not talking about manifesting even a new job. It could involve that, but I'm talking about the really deep base level of what it is that we require in our lives to be happy. And these are going to be things on the internal level, on the energetic level, on the emotional level. Is it emotional security that you're lacking? Is it unconditional love that you're lacking? And almost all of these things that they're lacking in your outside world, you're going to find them in your inside world first, okay? And that is where the change needs to take place. I feel like most of you are aware of this. And it might just take somebody like me saying it to really like flip the switch to say, all right, we're doing this, we're changing this, we're fixing this. Because otherwise I feel like everybody, but also especially Aquarius, can get distracted by shiny things. You know, you can think about it and intend to do it, and then like get yourself distracted by going on vacation, or maybe this exciting new like TV series, or this book that you want to read, or whatever. And none of that is bad. It's just that getting you to dig beneath feels like a lot of work, I think, and it doesn't provide you, or you think that it won't provide you with the same sense of excitement and adventure that you typically like. And it may be that you like the mental stimulation of reading or watching a TV series, or, you know, starting a new project or something like that. But this is all of those things. There is adventure there, even though it's inside you. All right. And that's kind of verified by the High Priestess with the moon coming out here. This is all that's unknown within you. There is a deep, deep well of things that are still unknown about you, that my feeling is here that if you were to go and go on that inward journey to discover what these things are, basically what are these needs that provide you with joy, that would make your life, it's not that you are not whole, you are already whole, no one can take any of that away from you, but make your life a more rounded out feeling of wholeness, right? If you were to go on that journey, I feel like there are just these buried treasures within you that you may not even be considering at this time. Gifts, psychic gifts, occult gifts, maybe just even seeing the true badass that you are, that you never really thought that you could be or were, or could ever be. Perhaps you get some insight on past lives, or some dream that you have for the future and your inspiration and how to get there. You know, there's so much, each one, it's going to be a little different for each one of you, but there are these little buried treasures, like nuggets of gold, all within your subconscious at this time. They're also showing them within your physical body. So I almost feel like you're going to be releasing some of your physical density by taking this trip inside, okay, to discover what it is that you truly want your life to begin to embody moving forward. I also want to say, they want to point out that you do not need to have all the answers right now. I feel like there's this desire to push forward, to race forward, to jump forward to the finish line. And that's not what this is. This is an actual journey. So that means that you're going to be taking it step by step and learning things along the way. It's not about the finish line, it's about the journey, right? I'm sure you've heard that before. So that's what's coming up for you with regard to all of that. Tons and tons of golden nuggets in there for you guys that maybe you've missed because your pursuits to this point might have been primarily intellectual or even creative, which are both great. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's like yet more, okay? All right. What else wants to come out for Aquarius, please? Okay. So you've got the Six of Wands that came up first with the Hermit and the Nine of Cups. This is everything I just said. This is literally everything I just said. This is that finding of those treasures within the internal structure of your being, and your being all of those levels, all of the physical body, the emotional body, the mental body, the spiritual bodies, right? All the way up into the higher self and the oversouls and the monads and the all that is, okay, which is the way that I like to refer to God, unless I'm saying source or something. Source, God, all that is, creator, all of those things are the same to me. There are just infinite breakdowns all the way down to your physical individual self, okay? And within diving deep into who that individual self is, right, on the energetic level, you're going to understand more deeply and more completely what it takes then to make you, I could say to make you happy, but that feels very 3D to me. What I'm really talking about is like a soul's fulfillment. What it is that brings you joy, makes you, and is a perfect place for you to fit in to the whole. What is it that you need? What do you require to feel full and total acceptance and unconditional love in your life and just in a state of being, okay? It doesn't even have to be in relationship to other people. What will it take just to be in that state when you're simply being, okay? Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. It's time to figure that out. And I don't think it's very hard. It usually boils down to the needing of unconditional love and the needing to open that up within ourselves, okay? But I don't want to direct it only into that, because there's so many other little treasures and nuggets along the way that you will discover when you look into this, okay? And I feel like this is not just for the week. This is the week where you open these doors, but it's going to take time to complete this journey, obviously. We've got the Eight of Wands with the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. Honestly, these cards are just repeating everything that I'm just channeling out here for you. So here's the Eight of Wands. Here are the cards. So the Eight of Wands is like this, for me, this is this sort of new embarked upon a journey. And it's an energetic journey. And it's one I think that's supported by the universe, because a lot of times when I get these wands like flying, it feels like the solar rays or the lunar rays or the Schumann resonance or any of the geomagnetic or cosmic interferences is what they really are, even if they're positive, interferences in our physical existence. I think this switch to this new focus comes in quickly if it hasn't already started, okay? And that focus is on finding that this Nine of Cups, what it is, what is your truth, really is what it comes down to. What's your truth? And what's the truth of where you, I want to say fit in, but that also kind of carries some sort of more 3D elements. What I want you to really focus on is, where do you feel perfectly in alignment with your soul's desire, your soul's highest possible manifestation, okay? Because that is where we release these judgments, and we release these resistances to change and to being who we really are. I know there's been so much talk about who we really are, right? But once you really start to get in there, right, this whole process that you're going to be going through this week, you realize you don't even have a clue, that you're living off of the expectations of others, and you're judging yourself day in and day out based upon those expectations, that you've accepted them as your own truth when they are not your truth, okay? And there are many, many things in your life that are not serving you, that can easily be discarded, even if we think that it's very complicated. It's not. It's not. We simply have to make the choice and do it. And do it in a fair and controlled and disciplined manner, right? And even though the process might, the switch of the paradigms might go quickly, the process of the self-discovery, you've got to just allow it time to develop. Allow it time to actually show its fruits, okay? Because the fruits are in there. These are like those little nuggets that you're going to find. But it's going to take a little time for you to get through each one. And it's going to be, if you think of it more as a journey, an adventure, and not like a task or toil, it's going to make a huge difference, okay? I just want to cap this reading off with an animal spirit card for you. Let's get an animal spirit card for Aquarius this week, please. This is a huge chunk. Too many. All right. Three came out. Turkey spirit, give with gratitude and grace. Then badger spirit, be fearless and bold. And then eagle spirit, spirit has your back. I feel like all of these make sense. I mean, eagle spirit, spirit has your back. You're being guided into this journey. This is all part of your soul's progress to understanding who you really are. All right, and to finding that joy that we all deserve by our birthright, by going through this process of uncovering, of discovering, okay? Badger spirit, be fearless and bold. Fearlessly look into the dark, okay? Fearlessly look into the unknown. Maybe it's not so dark. Maybe it's pretty bright in there, but it's still unknown, and so therefore it's shrouded in some way. So we have to fearlessly open it up and look at it, feel into it, decide how things really make us feel, okay? And finally, turkey spirit, give with gratitude and grace. And that feels like giving generously to yourself, to allow yourself this time and allow yourself this journey to discover these riches that are available to you, okay? This pure bliss and satisfaction and beauty in your life, which is there for the taking. But it requires you to allow it, to give to yourself in a way to allow this to come to fruition. Because otherwise what you're doing is you're living out other people's expectations, society's expectations to your own detriment, right? So that's what I've got coming up for you this week. Definitely keep an eye out for the eclipse reading that I'll be doing soon. And also in the info box below, as you know, it will be a link to the extended relationship reading, okay? Thank you so much, you guys. Oh, and if you would like a private session with me, you can do that at IamEmilyGear.com, okay? I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much. See you on Vimeo. Bye.